Alright, hi guys, it's now day 2 of this outboard service. So last night, just to update you, last night we tested the thermostat, took it home, put it in a cup, put some boiling water in, made sure it opened up, started putting some cold in, made sure it closed again. So that's all working fully, so we can put that back in. We've spoken to the owner regards the 2 internal anodes, and we've decided they can wait till winter because he really wants to be getting the boat back on the water. And to do those, we've got to do have the head off, and for the second one you actually got to remove the power head because it goes in the underside of the power head. So they are going to become a winter project. So bearing that in mind, we'll get the thermostat back in now. We've got to grease all the steering and everything up and check the bracket over, check the free play in the throttle cables, and a few other little jobs, nothing major. So we'll crack on with it. Right, so the gasket face is nice and clean. We've got a brand new gasket to go on there. The gasket face on here is nice and clean as well. This type of gasket should not really require any sealer because it's got a sealing ring around it. However, you can grease them or use a very soft sealer so you can actually remove them and use them multiple times. To be honest, I would rather it just sealed properly. So that obviously it seals, sits that way up. So the sealing face is on the underside, which would suggest putting a little bit of sealer on this face. There's no sealing ring round this side, so I think we'll put a bit of Yama Pond on there. Give us a quick brush up. This is the one that came off. You can see what's left of the sealing ring around it. This side it has had some form of sealer applied. So we'll just give it a little bit, nothing major. Right, so we're just giving this a little clean up. So we're now going to put a little bit of sealer on it. That's good. Well, possibly. So what this also helps to do is hold the gasket in place while it's being located. So we don't want a lot on there. We certainly don't want any overhang on the inside. The object is not to get a load of this inside the engine, but just to give us a give us a seal. So there you go, that's more than enough. Unfortunately the top's gone off of that. Right, so there's him. Sealed on. place the gasket on top. Right. Let's pop the thermostat in, make sure he's housed properly. Yeah, that all looks good. That's the lower end. So he sits over top. Four bolts to secure him. Yeah, 10 mil. Stuff like M6s, note how I'm holding the ratchet. If you use it like that, it's too easy to put far too much force on. I mean, these need about 10 newton meters ish, somewhere around there, maybe not even that. So you can easily achieve that with the wrist. So what I'm doing is just making sure they all feel about the same. Like so. And that is it, that's that on. Now you just heard the audible click of this going on. It doesn't look like it's going to pump very well. Come on. No, it's not taking any at all. So it looks like we're going to have to take the grease nipple out. Give it a good clean. Okay. Pop him out of there. Now, just pushed him in the end of the grease gun. And you see it is, I don't know if you can see that. We are pumping some grease through it, so leave it in the end of the grease gun. And put the end back on the grease gun. She's taking some. is you start crackling as the grease comes out. There you go, just heard it, and there it is. So that's that one done. Oh, off you go. Now it doesn't want to come off. There, she's off. Just wipe off the excess. I must admit, I would like to put some grease caps in them, but I haven't got any. So that's that one. You probably can't see, but there's one here and one here. Because these haven't got any caps on, always pays to give them a clean first. If there's any dirt sitting on top of these, you will be about to force back in, which we don't want to happen. So give them a wipe off like that. Just pump slowly. There you go, squeezing out, I can see it now. Yeah, we'll just wipe the surplus off. That's that one done. Yeah, we're coming out that one already. Off you go. She's off. Right. One of the first things I can see here, why this mechanism might not be locking down proper, down as you can see here. Right, so I don't know. One of the first things I've noticed is when you look at this, this has got a bend in it. So it might be partly why the outboard's not locking down proper, because if that's sitting in the wrong direction, it might just be too far away. It's also a bit rusty, so we'll give it a clean up. Hopefully that's not chrome plated. There's also some big lumps of wear. It looks almost like it's been repaired a few times. But we'll give it a clean up and see what we've got. Right, what we're looking at is all this should be moving, and as you can see, it's going exactly nowhere. So this is why the outboard isn't locking down. It's seized. So we're going to have to squirt plenty of oil and stuff in there, get it moving, and then I dare say what it will need is stripping down completely and then giving a proper clean up. But to do that, we've got to get it moving. So we'll start on that now, and we'll see if we can get it free. So what we found is this pin here is bent. This is what was holding it all stiff. As you can see, this has taken 5 seconds with a screwdriver. That's all nice and free, but it's bent. So we're going to take the split pin out of here, pop this whole sliding pin out hopefully, and try and straighten her up. I'll get a pair of pliers for him. Right. That's up. Just realised this was standing on the pit boards, as is the camera. So every time I stand on that one, the camera moves like that. Now it's gone stiff again. Right. Have you ever wondered why some tools, despite being seemingly the same, are better than others? It's usually because the ones you can't find are the good ones, and the ones you always find are the ones that become the crap ones. Like these model grips are well past their sell-by date, but every time I want a pair, these are the only ones I can find. That's the first bit out. Probably should have took the spring off. Yeah, took the spring off. Sometimes you just can't beat having a bona fide spring puller. God, Jesus. There's not that much. Wow, that's stuck on there. Oh, I see. It's done like that. Well, it's got to come out. It looks like it wants to slide out. Alright. What's that there then? See what? Right. Just to make life awkward, this is double split pinned. So we've got, I can't really show you at the moment, but you'll see it when it does come out. It's inboard split pins as well as outboard ones. Right, we appear to have found the issue. This is the locking pin, or the pin it all locks onto. As you can see, it's bent as. So I reckon while it's been locked in the down position, the outboard's probably hit an object in the water, it's pulled it back and it's bent it. We'll see if we can straighten it. Ideally wants another pin in there, but we'll see what we can do with it for now. Just put this in the vise, used a bit of tube. It's not 100% straight, but it is considerably straighter than it was, so we'll try putting that back together and see if it now works. Right guys, so we figured out the problem. We straightened this, we split pinned it on the outside, so we now got the two split pins to do on the inside. So we'll just pop those in. Now we know which size they are. I say pop, actually quite fiddly, but not an issue. Then I've got to retrieve my spring puller from fell between the boards down in the inspection pit. So we'll retrieve that, and we've got to figure out where the spring's actually supposed to go. Where it was is not where it should be. It was doing absolutely nothing. But it was also assembled incorrectly, so obviously somebody's had a play with it and couldn't figure it out. But anyway, we're heading in the right direction. Go shy on me now. Come on. Thank you. Right, that's the excess trimmed off. Now, I'll show you up here in a sec. But it looks to all intents and purposes like this spring here should be on the end of that. It's going to be and not so easy job. It does look like that's how it's meant to go. And it starts making sense when it's up there like that. It's going to be fun to get him up there, but we'll find a long screwdriver maybe will help us do that. This is going to be fun. Well, the best sarcasm in the world. Right, so what you can see is we're having to do more disassembly to get the spring on. There's just no room in there, so the only way to do it, I think, is to take this pivot out, which obviously all the feels of this needed coming out anyway and cleaning up. As you can see how solid that is in there. We get that out, hook the spring over it, then pull the whole thing down, line the pin up, tap it through, and hopefully we're good. But it's definitely one of those where everything wants to fight you all the way. Long way further through yet. Right. More. It is starting to come. These ones on. See the grip now. What a palaver. Now it's coming. There we go. Although this pin is reasonably straight, there's a little kick on the end there. The actual tube it goes in is quite bent. Okay, so we took this over to the vise. We give it both parts a slight bending and a bit of corrosion. We've cleaned them up as best as we can. Obviously, put some copper slip on in certain direction. It goes together quite nicely. So now we've got to try and put all this back together. There we go. it's looking more like. Right, so I'm going to put the bar back in. And then we'll test it. I don't know if you can see this. This at some point has been welded there and there. So this pin really wants replacing, but we'll just put some cotton swip on it. Okay. Now theoretically, when this goes down, it should lock in, which it hasn't been doing before. So we'll take the carriage bolt out. The carriage bolt is this one here. We just put it in, well, it's a transportation bolt if you like. It takes the weight off the mechanism. It also stops it dropping. You don't want it to drop. Take it out, like so. There. Pop that back on. Right, now let's have a look, see. Let's lift him out of there. He should pop back, which he has. Down we go. No, not quite, is it? Why is it not clicking in? Is it? I think now we're down to how bent it is. Rather than anything else. Okay, it works. It's a little bit worn, but it does work. So that's that job off the list. Right, that's pretty much burnt up all of today's time just doing that. So we're going to wrap it up there for today. We will be back here tomorrow to do a bit more. Well, hopefully we'll have it finished tomorrow. I was hoping to have it done today, but that bracket has eaten up most of the available time. So what we've got left to do is just got to check the free play in these throttle cables. I don't see any problem there. Apparently he's not getting full throttle on it, so we'll have to investigate that. Make sure it does go wide open, at least while it sits there. So yeah, we'll leave it there and we'll pick it up again tomorrow. Alright, today we've just managed to change the fuel filter. We forgot to put the camera on for that one, but there's not really a lot to see while you're doing it. So we just boxed everything back up, getting ready to move it out. Tomorrow when the owner comes down, we'll have a tub of water ready so we can actually run the outboard up, check for leaks, etc. And then that's it, she's all done. One service. So at that point we'll call it a day. We'll try and catch the run-ups tomorrow on camera, but until then, hi guys. Right, we're now back. As you can see, it's a lovely gorgeous sunny day. We have the boat out ready to do some run-ups, so we'll get her fired up and you can have a look. Okay, we've managed to get a tub full of water, so she sits in. So now we'll run her, and yeah, what we should see is a nice jet of water coming out of the pea hole, as they call it, and yeah. Right, she's just fired up 4th port. So as you can see, she's sat there burbling away quite nicely. Taking revs. Just straighten it up. Just put a popper in gear. Yeah, we'll just straighten her up and pop her in gear. Oh. Just a little bit more, Rose. There you go, she's in forward. There she is in reverse. So overall, pretty happy with that. Just make sure we've got no leaks up here. So we've had this cover off. This, as you can see, is bone dry. No water leaks around here, no fuel leaks. Fuel filter staying full. All good. Okay. So on that note, we're going to wrap up here and get it all set up ready for the owner to take it home. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and see you all again soon.